Hi, this is just a short video on planing to a line, and the first important thing I should tell you is that when planing to a line you need to be planing from the direction where the bevel is on your marking tool. I think you can see on this marking gauge at the top the bevel is away from the fence, so we would want to be finished planing in this direction towards the line. The reason being is the bevel side of the blade crushes the fibres on one side of the line, and therefore planing on the bevel side of the line we remove those so they're not present in the finished work. Now in both of these gauges we can turn the knife round so the bevel's on the other side, so it never actually causes us a problem. We can always reference off the face edge or the face side in our work. So for my example of planing to the line, I've got a piece of beech here which I've knifed a line along. I use the marking gauge, bevel towards the top of the work, and we should be planing away from the top down to the line. You can see there's more material to remove at this end than there is over here, so we'll be taking stock shavings to begin with from about here through to the end, and then eventually through shavings when we get parallel with the knife line. We now have a consistent gap between the edge of the board and the knife line, so we've got the same amount of material to remove right across. Looking from directly above, we can't see any evidence at all of the knife line on the edge here. As we take more strokes with the plane, we'll start to see this breaking up. I've set the plane really fine and taken a couple of very thin shavings, and you can start to see on the edge here where it's just starting to break down, meaning we're getting close to the knife line. And just to give you an idea of the thinness of the shaving I'm taking, you can see that is really pretty thin. If I feel this with my thumb, I can feel that delicate edge on there, so I know I've still got further to go. As we plane towards the knife line, we keep checking from end to end just to make sure that the approach to the knife line remains parallel. Another couple of fine strokes, we can start to see pieces breaking out from the edge here, and underneath we see a little bit more of the bevel before we get to the flat knife line. One final stroke there, no breakout occurring. We've planed down to our knife line. If I take a straight edge, we should find that we're perfectly straight. You may notice that at this far end I've knifed a line across the grain, and I'm going to shoot to that now on the shooting board. I think you can see the edge there breaking down consistently. Just ease the blade off very slightly in the plane. Hopefully you can see that we're just getting closer and closer. The material which we partially cut away with the knife line has all fallen away now. Just looking end on here, you can see quite clearly where the knife line was quite deep on this side. A lot of materials fallen away, and we can see the finish point we want to get to. You can see the rough edge just inside of it, which is the base of the knife line. Well, now we'll just continue to take fine shavings off the end. I've decided to finish up planing to the end grain knife line with the work held in the front vise. And that's perfect. And that's perfect. Planing to the knife line is really a matter of practice. You just want to approach the knife line making sure that you're parallel to it by taking stop shavings from any areas that have got slightly more waste to remove than others. Then as soon as you start to get breakout from the knife line, it's the ultimate point where you can start to see, is it breaking out all the way round, or do I need to concentrate a little bit more on one end or the other. Then take a few more fine shavings, which will bring you right down until your plain blade is traversing exactly the same point the flat side of your knife blade was.